Hey, what's up, guys? It's Michael here. I'm shooting some pool with my buddy Dan, and decided to make a video for y'all guys. You know, we were talking about working out and ab training and everything. So, Dan, tell me about what we were talking about guys with ab training.
Yeah, so we sent out a survey a little while ago asking you guys, what the biggest issues you were having with getting abs were. A lot of guys have been emailing in questions, and we've noticed a lot of common threads where basically there were 4 questions that a lot of guys had about getting abs, which were really holding them back, and we wanted to answer those and give you guys some great free training on getting abs in this video. So the first one, which a lot of guys were wondering about, is how is training your abs different than training every other body part? And I know this is something that really held me back a lot too. Like I remember the first workout we did together, like I had some success building muscle on the rest of my body, but for some reason, no matter how many crunches I did, the abs didn't come. So why is that? Like, how is abs different than the rest of your body?
Well, basically with training abs versus training anything else, when you train abs, you don't actually see any abs when you train it. It's not like building arms or building chest or anything to where, if you do enough curls or enough bench presses or something, your muscles come out. With abs, no matter how hard you work on your abs, your fat will always be there over it, And so even though you're developing on the muscle underneath, doing a whole bunch of sit-ups and all the different ab machines, you never get rid of that belly fat that's over it. And that's really like the key thing, to ab training. Yeah, it's not really directly working on abs. It's actually getting rid of the body fat.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the most popular ab exercises are sit-ups, crunches, right? Or leg raises or something. But yet if you go ahead and work on exercises that only work on abs, you only develop abs. Versus if you're going to go ahead and do an exercise like a deadlift, right? To where you're working your entire body, you'll actually burn a lot more calories and you actually burn fat, not just build muscle.
Yeah, that's a really powerful principle right there. Could we actually see that in action?
Yeah. Let's go to the gym real quick. I'm gonna show you the difference between crunches and sit-ups versus doing a deadlift. So this way y'all guys can really see the difference, because it's really dramatic difference between the 2 exercises. So let's do that now. Hey, what's up, guys? We're here at the gym. I'm gonna have Dan do a crunch, and so this way you can really see what muscle groups are working, and then afterwards we're gonna do a deadlift. Okay, so we're gonna do the crunch versus the deadlift. So Dan, let's do a regular crunch. So we're gonna do it on the bench here, so this way you can get a view from the bench.
I remember these in high school.
So regular crunch, right? So when you're doing this, he's working his abs, and that's why everybody does them. But he's not working anything else. Even though he's raising his leg up, but this isn't enough to actually develop any leg muscle. And the movement in the arms aren't developing any arm muscle. So all he's working is just abs. So that's it. And they're not really tough. You can pretty much do a lot of these. They're only working this little bit right here. Alright. That's good. So there you go. There you go for the crunch, right?
That's like a little twitch, basically. It's really nothing's happening.
Yeah. So now we're gonna do the deadlift, okay? And let's really see the difference. So let's show them. So you notice when Dan's doing the deadlift, he's working his quads, standing up with it. He's working his glutes, his hamstrings, calves. See how tense his arms have to be, his chest, the whole entire back. And at the same time, the deadlift is also doing a crunch. It's that same exercise, it's doing that also. And here, Dan, let's show him this. Take off his shirt, man. Show these guys like your abs, and you can see the abs actually crunch. I'm gonna have Dan take off his shirt, so this way y'all guys can actually see striptease. But you can actually see his abs. And here, let's get a close up here, because you'll notice that when he's doing them, he's actually doing a crunch also along with doing the deadlift. So it's literally 10 exercises in one. Look at his abs. His abs have to stay tense the whole time. And of course, everything else, right? The arms, shoulders, everything else. But this really shows you that doing a deadlift incorporates the crunch, right? Incorporates any type of deadlift, whatever ab exercise you want to do. But at the same time, it works everything else. Thanks, Dan. That's why deadlifts are so effective. You're working 10 muscle groups, your entire body versus 1. And you notice how you're breathing hard a little bit.
Same amount of time when you this is just so much more output.
Yeah, just doing a few reps here versus crunching. I mean, you can crunch all day long to where you're, blue in the face and your abs are tired as hell, and you're never gonna be out of breath. You do a set of deadlifts, and this is not even really heavy, then you deadlift much more. If you do a real set, I mean, it's gonna be totally breathtaking. You burn so much more calories.
Definitely.
So, there you go, guys. Deadlift versus the crunch. So, let's go back to that pool game. Alright, what's up, guys? We're back. So, we're gonna finish up the pool game. But as you saw, the difference between doing sit-ups and deadlifts, it's a major difference. And that's why doing the most effective exercises are going to get you results so much faster.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of our friends were kind of making fun of us before from the name of the six-pack shortcuts. It's like, there's no shortcut to getting six-pack abs. But there is. I mean, like, the deadlift, I mean, how much more effective would you say than that is than the crunch or the sit-up?
It's literally like 100 times more effective. I mean, I've done sit-ups like forever. When I was in high school and college, man, I used to do so much sit-ups. I mean, that was like a majority part of my training. Like literally half the training, because I really wanted abs really bad. All I did was so many sit-ups and so many different ways of working on abs, every single angle, and I didn't see anything. It's like finally I gave up and started looking for more answers.
Definitely. So yeah, there are real shortcuts. I know another question which a lot of guys have about getting a great physique in general is that I know like a lot of guys who are watching this right now are probably just starting out and are a little bit confused about how to start off because there's so many different conflicting advice out there.
It's because there's like so many exercises. There's literally about 50 exercises per body part.
Exactly. Yeah.
You walk into a gym and you go in there and there's like just machines after machines after machines, and it's like, wow, what do I do? You just, you ever go into a gym where you just like hop on everything and just go down the row? Hey, let me try this one out.
Little bit of everything.
Yeah. And that's why traditional exercises don't work. That's why the general public don't know how to work out. They can't get the body they want because there's so much, there's so many exercises out there. It's too confusing. I mean, think about this one. Think about shoulder press. Here, let me show you guys. Let's come over here. Like, let's say I'm going to use this bench right here. When you do a shoulder press, like any random shoulder press machine where there's like some bench, right, and there's like some type of back support, and when you sit like this and you lean back, and there's usually like a bar right here, and you just kind of press upwards, right? That's pretty popular, right? Think about when you do this machine, when you do a machine like this, when you sit down, your legs are relaxed, right? Your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, everything's relaxed down here. When you lean back on a back support, your abs are relaxed, so you're not working on that. Your lower back and your upper back, everything's relaxed, and the only muscle that's working is your shoulders and like your triceps, right? Versus, and you'll see like in every single gym, you see like 4 or 5 of those machines, just different angles, all this stuff. Versus the same exercise where you grab like a bar, like let's say if this was a bar. You grab a bar and you do the same thing. Nothing fancy, but just doing the same thing here, standing up, you work on your legs because now you have to hold your body up. You work on your abs and your back because it supports your body to make you, stand straight. And as you hold the weight like this, you work on your upper back and then you raise it up, and again, you still do your shoulders and your triceps. So that's why it's so confusing, just 2 different exercises. Well, it's almost like the same exercise done differently. It's going to give you 100 times more effectiveness.
Exactly, it's the shortcut right there.
Yeah, that's the shortcut. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really key point too.
Yeah.
One other question which a lot of guys have, and which a lot of guys I know aren't really getting, is I feel like a lot of guys really don't understand the difference that it makes in your life once you have 6-pack abs. A lot of guys think it'd be something that's really nice to have, but I feel like a lot of guys don't understand just how life-changing it really is. Can you talk about that and talk about how it really changes your life?
Well, the major thing I can say that when I first started, doing all this stuff and, trying to learn how to work out, I was in high school and, to be honest with you, I was doing it with the girls.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, really, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people laugh about that, but that's really, a very legitimate thing.
Yeah, when you go to school and stuff, and, who's getting all the girls? It's like all the jocks. Yeah. All the guys that play the sports are all athletic, and, they got muscles, and that's what all the chicks wanted. That's what I saw, so I was like, man, I'm gonna work out so this way I can attract more girls. Yeah. And so that's why I worked out all through high school and all through college trying to figure things out, But you know what? When you have the body, like, now that I'm in good shape, it's a big difference. Yeah. Big difference. You get a lot more attention from women. It's an awesome feeling.
And like you were telling me before, even guys, like when you're in good shape, guys will assume that you're a hard worker, that you're reliable, that you're a responsible person,
Yeah.
and that's worth a lot. Whereas if you're not in good shape, unjustifiably so, people will kind of assume that you're lazy and that you don't take care of yourself and things like that. So even with guys, it makes a huge difference in the way you're treated.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like when you see somebody who's not in shape, and you almost feel like they just look really sloppy looking. They don't. That you can tell that they don't take care of themselves. And you probably figured, if somebody's like really, really, really overweight or something like that, you figure they're eating bad foods, they're not doing the right things. Versus if you see somebody who's like really fit, automatically you think like, well, this person works out, he's really athletic, he got to be more confident, it's just all these good feelings,
Yeah, definitely.
It's a big difference.
Exactly, it's really a totally life-changing thing.
Yeah.
So that was one other thing that we wanted to cover. One final question that I know a lot of guys had was they were wondering exactly how Six Pack Shortcuts is different than a lot of the other programs out there, because I know a lot of the exercise programs out there are kind of the same old conventional ways that I'm just regurgitated. But I know one point that you really wanted to get across is how different Six Pack Shortcuts really is.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Like, what are the main differences?
The main difference is we're cutting through all the exercises that don't work, and really we're just giving you only the most effective exercises. Because there's so many out there. We give you the most effective exercises, so this way you can literally take the shortcut. Instead of trying everything that don't work and finally spending all these years, and then finally the ones that work, get the ones that work now. We'll show you how to do them correctly, so this way every day that you're spending working out or that you're eating the right foods, you know that you're taking one step closer to your goal, getting the body that you want, versus just running in circles. I did that for years.
Yeah, I know I basically wasted about 3 years,
Yeah.
doing totally ineffective stuff,
Yeah.
and you can just skip all of that and go straight to the stuff that works.
Yeah, it took me over 10 years, literally guys, it took me 10 years to finally figure out that there's only literally a handful of exercises that work, and all the other stuff is just garbage, so, but the other thing that's really different about Six Pack Shortcuts is we wanted to make sure that once you do get in shape, that you stay in shape, and that's because we get you in shape by increasing your metabolism, not by crazy diets and some starvation and stuff like that. Those are short term, those mess you up, and it doesn't help you out in the long run. Because dude, when you get in shape, you don't want to get out of shape, man. You see how it's like, fitting nice clothes and the attention and the confidence, and you never want to get out of shape again. So when you get in shape, we're going to show you how to stay in shape. And that is all driven because of your metabolism.
Definitely.
We'll show you how to keep it high.
And I think, one point which a lot of people don't understand is they probably think that you're like severely restricting your calories and going like really low and like starting. Like, this guy probably eats more than like anybody I know.
Yeah. I even go to buffets sometimes and I clean the house there. They don't like me there, trust me.
I think that's one really important difference with Six Pack Shortcuts. You're not going to have to really deprive yourself, because you're going to increase your metabolism so where you can eat a lot and still stay lean.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so those are some of the main differences, and I hope in this video we gave you some good training about how to get abs and answer some of your most common questions. So Six Pack Shortcuts will be launched really soon. I'm really excited about this because this program has really transformed my body. It's made a huge difference in my life, and I know it can make a huge difference in yours as well. So I'm super excited for this, and I know that this is going to be the right program to get you abs.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's really did a lot for me, and that's why Dan and some other guys that convinced me to go ahead and put this program together for you guys. So, like you said, we're going to be launching it soon. Look forward to that, and we'll talk to you guys soon.